And now that, speaking of moving up, we're about to go into second level today. In my opinion, going from first to second level, the only other harder jump is from I1 to I2 in Grand Prix. Okay? It is a big change. First level, you can post the trot. There are some people out there that think that you should be able to post the trot in second level. I disagree. If you're going to ride second level and you're going to ride collection, learn to sit the trot. And buy yourself a horse that you can sit the trot. Because there are good horses that don't have big, huge, bouncy trots that can get a 63%. Seems to be the score we're all at right now. Okay? So, but it's a big jump. Now we are requiring, and for those of you who don't ever read these pieces of paper, these are your tests. Okay? These are your dressage tests. Most people only look at the numbers, maybe look at my comments. Look back here, unfortunately in FEI, we no longer have collectives. It's unfortunate, but that's the world we live in. How many of you know that there's a column that's called directives? Do any of you ever read that column? There's a lot of information in there, okay? It tells you what I want to see. How many of you see this paragraph at the top of the page? It's called the purpose. How many of you ever read it? Can someone tell me the purpose of second level without looking at it? What has changed? Don't look at it. What's changed from first level to second level? L grad? Anybody? From first level to second level? I think I'll put my glasses on because I'm pretty sure there's some changes. To confirm that the horse demonstrates correct basics and having achieved the thrust required in first level, now accepts more weight on the hindquarters. Collection. Doesn't mean the horse gets short and slow, okay? Moves with an uphill tendency, especially in the medium gaits, and is reliably on the bit. A greater degree of straightness, bending, suppleness, throughness, balance, and self-carriage is required than at first level. You need to know what it is you're trying to do, okay? People read Monopoly rules before they play Monopoly, but nobody will read the dressage rules. And the only person you're hurting is you. It's a really good textbook. There's more in there than what bridle you can use and what color coat you can have on. It tells you what a medium walk is. It tells you what a medium trot is. What's the difference between a turn on the haunches and a walk pirouette? Anybody know? Yeah, but why is it a couple meters different? It's what walk you're doing it in. Somebody over here said it. Collection. In the turn on the haunches, you do it in a medium walk. In the walk pirouette, you do it in a collected walk. Okay? All that kind of good little information is in that rule book. And there's only like 65 pages that you don't have to read the Arab section. You have to read the reining section. Just read the dressage section. Okay? Well, it'll take you an hour maybe. All right? So now we're looking for the horses to start balancing from behind a little bit. Does the second level horse need to have the same degree of collection as the Grand Prix horse? No, not even close. Their balance should be slightly better than first level. Okay? Second level test 1 specifically, the major changes with second level 1 is huge. Huge change. Okay? We've decided to make your life easier so that our life will be happier. And that change is that you no longer have a simple change in second level test 1. Okay? You go canter to trot at one letter. Then you trot to the next letter and walk. Then you walk to the next letter and canter. We're hoping that this will teach people to do the down transition without slamming on the brakes and pushing the horse through the windshield. Okay? I personally think it's going to help a lot. We'll see. We're about to find out, okay? Yesterday was the first time I've seen it ridden by this horse, actually. And I liked it a lot, and the rider, I think, liked it a lot. So that's the biggest change in second 1. And there's no canter serpentine anymore. Okay, second one used to have the canter serpentine with the simple changes in it. That is now in second 2. Okay? So what we're trying to do here, we actually like you. I know everybody goes, oh, the judge hates me. They hate my horse. Okay, we actually like all of you. Most of you, unless you abuse your horse, then I can't stand you. But anyway, what we are trying to make the transition, no pun intended, but actually maybe, we're trying to make it a little easier. Okay, and the down transition, not every horse, because some of them don't read the book. 90% of the horses, the down transition is the one that they struggle with. Okay? So we'll give this a shot and see how we do. Okay? You want to introduce her?
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so starting for second level test 1, we've got Dawn back in the ring, Dawn White O'Connor. She's from San Diego at Arroyo Del Mar. She's riding a 5-year-old gelding named Supermont.
Those of you that want to do a second level freestyle, please don't enter the ring at a canter and go canter halt. If you enter the ring at the canter, you must trot or walk before you halt, okay? If you're preparing a second level freestyle, bear that in mind. Oops, I didn't mean to do that in the mic, huh? You're going to track left and H to P medium. Put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, from my view, it looks square. It might not be because that you can't see if it's square from any one angle. Could have been a little bit straighter in the depart, 7.5. Now I'm being pickier because now we're at second level. At P, collected trot. Horse has good height in the trot, good suspension and good balance. It could have a bit more power, but I give it an 8. The transitions could have more definition. 7, shoulder in from K to E and then turn right at E. Could be a little bit steadier in the position. 7, now turn left and shoulder in left. And C, halt, rein back, 3/4 strides. This one's better. I would give this one an 8. Had lots of cadence and expression. The halt is steady. She takes her time before she goes back. I like that a lot. It could be more fluid back. The horse had a little bit of hesitation between the second and the third step, but because it was obedient, it was just a little bit of a hesitation. I would probably still be at a 7. The walk here is too short for me. It's more like a collected walk. I would give it a 6. Now the horse is doing a free walk, and I didn't even tell her where she was supposed to go, and she got it right. Go to F. The horse could stretch even more and cover more ground, 7. At A, she's going to canter, and then K to S, as in Sam, medium canter. She's very quiet about bringing the horse back to the medium walk, and now she has a better quality medium walk than she did here at the beginning. So she had lots of problems there, be a 3. She did not circle back around, thank goodness, because it still would have been a 3 and had an error. Good recovery, 7, circle 10 meters at C. And then M to E, counter, canter. A little braced in neck, 7. Now she goes M to E, E to V. Could be more uphill, 7, V, trot, K, walk, A, canter. Beautiful trot transition, smooth walk transition, 8. Those are a separate score than from the canter itself. Now she's going to canter. A little tight neck, 7. Medium canter, 2R. Oh, I like the air time a lot. An 8. 10-meter circle at C. Horse had lots of air time there. It was really nice. The slight tilt, 7.5. Now H to B, B to P, counter canter. And then trot P, walk F, canter A. I think that canter was more balanced. I would give it an 8. Very nice transition to trot and walk, but I need to watch the walk also. Just a slight bit of tension in the walk. So a 7. The canter transition was a little bit tense and unorganized. 6. You trot at E as in Edward. Lovely transition to the trot. 8. M to V, medium. Good balance. I think if she asked for more, the horse would probably not keep the balance. 8. 8 for the transitions, down center line. Straight. 8. Okay. First impressions, what do you think? A little easier transition from first level? I think it's going to be a much easier way for people to get into second level. I really do. I like it. I like it even better today than I did yesterday. So I think it's going to help people make that transition. Doesn't mean you still don't have to learn how to do a simple change. Okay? But it makes it a little bit easier to get into it. How's it now that you've ridden it 2 days? What do you think? Yesterday she's like, where am I supposed to go next? Okay. So I think this is going to be a really nice, easier transition into second level for people. Okay? Any questions on that? Yep. Because, we go back and forth with that. Sometimes the thinking used to be...
What was the question?
No, sorry. The question was, this is the first time you see the rein back, and it has a double coefficient. Why would we do that when it's the first time the horse has to do it? We've gone back and forth. I've been on the test riding committee for 8 years now. And apparently I'm probably going to be on it for 4 more. We've gone back and forth with a lot of things. Flying change, you will also see third one is now a double coefficient. Okay? There was a period of time where we tried very hard the first time you had to do something to never make it a double coefficient. And now we've decided that the double coefficients need to be where the basics of your training show. Okay? And the rein back is huge for whether your basics are good. And it makes people not just blow it off and go, oh, well, it's only one's going, okay. Okay? Does that explain that? I don't know if you agree with it, but that's the reason. We do have that discussion quite a bit as to what to do with that. And we went through a period of time where anything that was new did not get doubled up. But this time around, we decided that the focus on doubling up, and that's why the medium walk is a double coefficient now, because people are riding it wrong, and we've got to get people to focus on it. And people notice times 2. I suppose if the halts were times 2, we might get people to work on their halts. Yep. Yes. Yes. You have to have a halt. Let the horse, she just asked in the rein-back, do you have to have a halt? Oh, at the end. Oh, good question. At the end of the rein, that's a very good question. Okay. Halt, rein back. And then it says medium walk or trot, depending on the test you're in. You must, let me explain the movement, and it'll probably answer your question. You must halt and let the horse stand still. Count to 3 if you can, okay? Then you take, for instance, this one was 4 steps. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, walk. There's no halt. And a lot of people go 1, 2, 3, 4, which actually turns into 5, and then they walk or trot out. If you don't put your aids on, now I'm becoming a trainer, if you don't put your aids on, as they're taking the 4th step, you will end up with 5. And the reason the number of steps is specified is to see if your training is good. Because we want you to walk out of it correctly, and we want you to know when and how to put your aids on, okay, for the different pieces of the movement. Does that make sense? That answer your question? Okay. That's a good question, because a lot of people think they're supposed to 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't even do it without an extra step. Okay, and you have to go 4 walk on. So as they start back on that last step, you start to put your aids on to tell them, okay, now we're going forward. Okay? Any other questions on this test? Okay. Yep. Does it matter if they... No, her question is, does it matter which foot starts? No. Okay? A lot of that will depend on how they land. Does the rein back need to be diagonal pairs? The wording has changed a little bit. Now it says it must approach diagonal. We're a little more lenient. See, we do like you. Sometimes the rules get nicer. Okay, we defined that a little bit. So it doesn't have to be crystal clear, black and white diagonal pairs. A lot of times the first step won't be diagonal, and then the horse gets into the diagonal. Then I ignore it. If the whole thing is basically lateral, it won't be over a 6. Okay, yep.
The shoulder in.
Mm-hmm.
So the first shoulder in, it's okay to just continue the shoulder in into your turn across the arena?
That's in the rule book too.
Okay. I gotta go back and read it.
Mm-hmm.
And then at M you would straighten before you...
M you would straighten. So the question is, one of my L people, does she straighten at E before she makes the turn? You ride it like a corner, so she would straighten it. Okay? All right? Where you don't straighten it, those of you who are riding 3rd level, 4th level, pre-St. George and on, is if you're going from the shoulder in into the circle into the half pass, you do not straighten between the shoulder in and the circle. Okay, and you don't go straight from a half on I-1. When you half pass to the circle to the shoulder in, you never straighten the horse between them. You go directly from one to the next to the next. And turning at the shoulder in that ends at C, that's like a corner also. Does that clarify that? That was a good question. C, everybody lightened up in the bathroom.